Shawnee. Welcome back. Today I'm going to do some swatches of some Sydney Grace products that I have. Now, droopidog on Instagram and on YouTube asked me to let them know what things I might be picking up from the Christmas in July sale from Sydney Grace. Now, this sale comes around every July, and it's a time where I think a lot of us pick up some Sydney Grace singles and new palettes that they might come out with, and it is that time again for the sale. Now, the sale is going to go from July 24th through July 31st. I will put up on the screen in case you want to read what the sale will entail, but I'll also go over it right now. So on July 24th, you'll be able to make a purchase of $60 or more, and you'll get the new Love's Long Journey palette for free. On the 25th, you will be able to get a 40% off on all palettes, cream shadows, blushes, highlighters, lip creams, lip toppers, new brow palettes, new cream blushes, new cream highlighters, new cream bronzers, and their brushes. So that is 40% off of practically everything. On the 26th, you can make a purchase of $60 or more, and you'll get one free mystery bag. On the 27th, you can make a purchase of $60 or more and get the new Heaven on Earth palette for free. On July 28th, you can make a purchase of $40 or more and receive $20 worth of free product. Or you can make a purchase of $65 or more and receive $50 worth of free product. You can make a purchase of $100 and get $100 worth of free product. Now, the free products are all choices that Sydney Grace will make. On the 29th, my birthday, and when I'm going to the Kelly Clarkson concert, you can make a purchase of $35 or more and get the new Raspberry Kiss palette for free. On the 30th, basically for every $50 spent, you'll receive $25 of store credit. And on the last day, July 31st, all single shadows will be 40% off. So this is a great time to try out Sydney Grace if you are hoping to get some singles or palettes from the brand. And it looks like they're going to have a lot of new things. Brow stuff, cream highlighters, cream bronzers. They are coming out with a lot this summer. They are giving it to us. So I did see that they released pictures of their new palettes. There are 3 of them. And I honestly wasn't really like moved by any of them. Just like I'm not moved by the new Mothership that Pat McGrath Labs released. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get any of the palettes. And I actually already have the Raspberry Kiss bundle, which is now being turned into a palette. So I already have all the shades. I also looked at the singles, and there aren't any that really jump out at me. I was really wanting a deep red single, a matte, but I can't seem to find one on their website that I like. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to swatch the shimmers that I have and the mattes that I have that are still being sold. I have more of both of them, but they're no longer being sold on the website. So one thing I learned is sometimes some stuff will just cycle out real quick. But I'm going to swatch these since they are still available, and you can see if any of those tickle your fancy and you might want to purchase them. And if I change my mind and decide I am going to go ahead and pick up some singles or anything else, I will definitely let you know. But let's just jump into the swatches and we can go from there. So here is a kit pack that I have, which is a small magnetic palette. And here are the shades from the Raspberry Kiss bundle. Like I said before, these are being turned into one like complete palette. I actually bought the bundle when they had just the bundle of shades a while ago, but I'm going to do the swatches so that you can see if you want to pick that palette up. So this is the first shade. It is called Aim High. The second shade is Laughter. This shade right here. It's a pretty light shade, so I will try to build it up. It's going to be very light on my skin tone. The next shade here is Shine Bright. It's a very pretty shimmer. Then we have Treasure All. It's another super light matte on me, but let's try to build it up. The next shade is Trust. After that, we have Be Kind. Following that, we have Role Model. Those are kind of similar. I think this one just has a bit more, this one has a bit more shimmer. Then we have Dream Big. It's a very like nice, deep, almost like satiny shade. And then the last one is Keep Smiling, which is a shade I actually use quite a bit. There's a good dent in it. So here is the bundle that is going to be the Raspberry Kiss palette. Okay, so now let's swatch the shades that I have that are still being sold. So this is a large Sydney Grace magnetic palette. It has a mirror here, which is nice. And here are all of the mattes and shimmers that I have from Sydney Grace that are still being sold. I want to make sure that I reiterate that these are the ones that are still being sold. I have other ones that are not being sold, so I figured I wouldn't include those. But if for some reason you do want swatches of those, let me know and I will swatch those for you. But let's go ahead and jump in because we have a lot to swatch. I'll let you know the name, do a swatch, and then that's it. So here we go. One other thing, I have all the mattes first and then I have the shimmers after that. So let's see a good way to put this and get started. This first shade here is called Summer Magic. Toffee. Tangerine. Chocolate Raspberry Fudge. Peanut Butter. Puppy Love. Dark Chocolate. And Tippy Taupe. Now, starting here, this first shade is Vanguard. For all of you like grungy green people. Bravo. Moon Landing. It's a Boy. It's actually hashtag It's a Boy. Maybe one of them had a boy child. I don't know. Next is Honeydew. Siren Call, Caramel, and Mom Ride. So there are those mattes. That gives you an idea of what they look like on my skin tone in case these are one that you want to pick up. So let's move on to the next row. My arm is definitely starting to get red because you know my skin is sensitive, but we should be fine. So let's keep going. This first shade here is Solomon, Harvest, Lords a Leaping, Midnight, Blushed, so we're starting with the shimmers now, Tiara, Turtle Doves, Golden Peach. Next row, starting here, the first shade we have is Pardoned Completely, Desert Sun, it's actually a favorite of mine, Pandora, I've had this one for a long time, Green Mist, Cadet, Splendid, Cassiopeia, and Amber. So there are those, and we have one more row to go. So here we go. This shade here, the first one is Commission, Golden Rose, Rover, Keep It Fun, Green Mango, Antique Coin, Boy Crazy, and lastly, Lemonade. So those are the swatches of all of the Sydney Grace singles I have that I saw are continued to be sold on their website. I do have some other singles, but I honestly went through all the singles I have, looked them up on their website, and saw which ones are available and which ones are not. So if you still want swatches of the ones I still have that aren't available, just let me know. Maybe there's something on there that's similar that you would like. But I did double check to make sure that I was only telling you about the ones that they're still selling. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, I think I might be sitting this sale out only because as I looked at all the Sydney Grace shadows I have. I was like, girl, you don't need not one more single. There are some mattes I was kind of looking at, but honestly, I really wanted to find a like deep red matte, and they didn't have one. There were more like oranges and things like that, and I was like, no, I really just want a true red matte. So I've just been looking at the rest of the palettes I have, and I found some mattes in deep red mattes in the Melt Muerte palette. Dawn suggested that I look at Divina Cosmetics, and I'll also take a look at Terra Moons. Just like on the hunt for a deep red matte, so if you know of one, please let me know so I can grab it. So hopefully the swatches were helpful. I really appreciate droopidog asking me to like talk about some of the Sydney Grace stuff. I think it's a little disappointing because I'm probably sitting the sale out this year. Yeah, I mean, the only thing is the last day of the sale, which is 40% off of all the single shadows. That is the last day I would have spent quite a lot of time with my family. So there might be me like frantically on the computer or on my phone purchasing every single that they have. So we'll kind of see. And if I do purchase anything, I will definitely show those to you. But yeah, I'm just not super excited about the release. I think I haven't been super excited about lots of releases recently. Pat McGrath. So I don't know that I'm gonna get anything, but yeah, hopefully this was still helpful in case there are shades that I have that you might want to pick up. I think the shimmers are gorgeous. Any of the shimmers you can get from Sydney Grace, I think you will enjoy. And their mattes are really consistent and they blend super easily, and yeah, I don't think you can really go wrong with any of them. So hopefully some of this was helpful. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you what I'm gonna get because I just don't think I'm gonna get anything, again, unless my family drive me crazy and I'm just like buying all the stuff. I hope that some of this was helpful. I also hope that you're continuing to take care of yourself. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please leave me a comment. Let me know what you're getting because they do have 3 new eyeshadow palettes, and it looks like they will be coming out with cream bronzers and highlighters and all kinds of stuff. So if you don't have a ton of Sydney Grace, or if you already have a ton, you might want to check it out and see if there are things that you want to buy. So let me know. I'm nosy. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.